I've been riding twins since I was a grom, really. Twin fins, single fins, but it wasn't until sort of just recently that I just got right into twin fins, sort of like pretty much the start of the year. Without that middle fin, you've got more speed, it feels faster, it feels livelier under your feet, but you still have the drive with the two larger side fins. It's almost a different style of surfing to a thruster where you're guiding and then all of a sudden you'll just release a little bit and then you'll do something dynamic. So yeah, it's just a total different feeling to what we're used to on the thruster. These are the original H4s. As you can see, you got the sort of golf club, big base at the bottom, and then that golf club sort of tip which sort of holds. If we did all three of these, it just felt like it was just holding too much. So that's why I came up with the shark tooth looking fin. And it sort of gives you a little bit more release out of the back tail. And then we started playing around with the quads. That as a quad is such a nice fin to ride, especially, you know, in tubing waves. It's so fast in the tube.
This is a place you've never been before.
This year was a big goal, was just trying to put some stuff together of just riding different equipment, trying new fins and trying to come up with a new feel. I was using, you know, different fins. I was using a Merrick fin, the Merrick twin, and then I was using MR twins, and sort of felt like there was something else out there that we could have gone with, and that's why we brought the H4 technology into this. Like, you look at it, it's sort of pretty funny shape for a fin, but with the big base, you've got a lot of drive and you've got a lot of you know, projection and stuff like that. And then with this golf club tip, you're going to get a lot of speed, a lot of drive, but then it's going to hold on that last sort of 10% of your turn, so you don't just spin out. Just the flex in the tip too sort of gives you a little bit more sort of spring throughout that end of the turn. The trailer was the trickier one. We were sort of like, oh, do we freak people out or do we just go pretty standard? And we just thought we'll have a little bit more hold, and so we just put the regular back fin in like that. And sometimes twin fins can release a little bit too much, where this setup feels like it just holds just enough. The side fins came really easily. It was something that we just put them in and they just went in every board that I ever put them in. There was one board from Ryan Birch, and it was an ASIM twin fin pickle fork, and I rode it and it would just fit in places that twin fins normally wouldn't fit. Took that into DH and we sort of started looking at it, and we're trying to figure out why it was holding or why it was just felt like a normal board, and sort of took a few different concepts out of that, and DH put his own spin on it, and it didn't just come off straight away. Like, we started over here with this round tail, thinking a round tail would, like, you know, be super smooth but also hold a lot. Sort of found that with that round edge, it just didn't have any bite points. But probably the one concept that we went into was this deep concave, like a super deep concave. So it had plenty of speed, and then just sort of we're messing around with fin placements too. The next one, where we went to this crescent moon twin, we got the long straight rail which held that drive. The difference on this was that we rocketed it right out, and it was so bendy, and it would fit in places my normal shortboard wouldn't even fit. It was just like, just sit in the curve, and you could, you know, turn right in the arc of the wave. Gave him all this feedback, and then he came up with
this one.
This one. Look at that thing. You've done a good job on this one, mate.
This is the first time I've done a project like this where the fin was designed first and then the board came after. I knew FCS had done so much work in designing this fin and the dollars that would have gone into it, so I actually got this fin and actually thought, well, why don't we use it as the template for the moon shape? And that's where we've come up with this horseshoe tail, where we've used FCS's technology of making this fin, and the fin and the tail, the concave, the straighter in the rail, It all fits, and to see the surfing that Mick's been doing on this is unbelievable.
You're going to get a smooth ride, obviously, on a twin fin, but it's going to be loose off the back of your tail. But also, once you move that foot forward just that little bit, it's going to give you plenty of drive. And if you want to do like long arcing turns, or you want to drive up into the lip, you're going to get that hold. The other difference that you'll get is when you're coming around and doing that last hack, sometimes your twin fins will get to a certain point and then just pop out. These ones will hold and you'll be able to control that slide. Everyone's different, everyone sort of has what they're looking for in a fin. But for me, you know, there's a lot of speed, there's a lot of drive, and there's a lot of hold in this twin fin. Anyone who wants to ride that sort of fin, yeah, this fin's here.